So it's 4 in the morning, and I'm going to be trying my first attempt at an online AVR Sealed, doing one of the release events here. As you can see, it's pretty quickly climbing up from the 65 minimum required. Looking unlikely that we're going to hit 8 rounds, which is, of course, 128. So, let's see what we open here. Now, this is my first attempt at online AVR of any format, since the release events are still going on. This is going to be 7 rounds with a cut to top 8, and this might be a little awkward building for, especially because I'm working just lack of sleep at the moment. We did open one of the Mythic Angels. Other than that, things are kind of a mixed bag with our rares. Thunderous Wrath, also worth noting. So now let's see here. So we have a couple angels, Archangel, Gisela, 2 voices, which I find lackluster. A 3/3 flyer, full 6, that only gets you a 1/1. Seems pretty iffy. Nearheath Pilgrim, one of my favorite soulbond creatures. Lifelink's just huge, and it's still, 2/1 getting in there. We have 2, it seems. Not bad. Defang, Zealous Strike, quickly turns into removal. Curse Break's worth as sideboard. Angelic Wall. 2/3 for 3, not terrible. Leap of Faith I find to be sideboard at best. Geist is fine. Protector can be used to get in there, and Defy Death is great with pretty much anything. Recursion's always a better time. Gallows at Willow Hill might even be playable if we have enough humans, but I don't know. Okay, so we have Appetite for Brains. I don't see us playing that. Bone Splinters is very solid. It has been since it was released in a LAR block. Hunted Ghoul's terrible since everything's a human. Butcher Ghoul is barely better than a Grizzly. Keeper's fine. Connoisseur's fine. Essence Harvest can steal you a game if you have big enough guys, and we have the Demon Lord, which can pretty much win the game, and the Treacherous Pit Dweller, so we have very awkward undeath cards there. Decker Bite's great. I'm a big fan of things like this. Howling Banshee from M10 would be another example of a card like this that I like, although it of course had the evasion ability. Executioner is removal, and he's a very expensive 3/3. Alright, so what we got in green? Joint Assault, probably playable. Grounded is trash. I'd rather play any other form of removal. The Wolves are very playable. Of course, Death Touch, Sheltering Word, Gain Life, etc. Borderland Ranger, still good, just like an M10. It's an awkward ability, but it's still a 3/3 for 3. Druid's Familiar, also a good soulborn creature. I don't like the Lumberknot, especially because we don't have enough guys. Blessing of Nature's good. Ice Trappers is okay. I mean, green's solid. So what do you got blue-wise? We have no blue rares, which is of course unfortunate. Fleeting Distraction, okay. Outwit, nah. Wingcrafter is okay, but it does not fly on its own. Gotta be kept in mind. I saw quite a few people at the pre-release misplay because of that, just thinking they had a 1/1 flyer for 1. I liked Alchemist Apprentice a lot. That went really well with Mass Appeal. I was playing a red-blue human build in a recent Sealed in real life. Drawing 3, 4, 5 cards off a Mass Appeal can be really, really good. Ghostly Flicker also definitely worth considering because it can target lands as well. So it works well with things like Desolate Lighthouse. Flyer, of course, Latch Seeker, if it doesn't get killed, is a pretty big deal. Massive Component's also worth noting because it's a draw effect and lets you filter a bit. I've thought it might be possible to play multiple Dreadwaters for a mill deck in this format, but I've yet to see it done because you have things like Stern Mentor too, but I mean, it's, I think, a little wishful. Um, yeah, our blue probably doesn't make it. I like the Vanguard, even though he's a bit pricey for his ability. So I don't think black really has a chance either, unfortunately. Even though it ate up two of our rares. So Guys of Fire can be removable. There's a good number of 1/1s. Pillar of Flame is just amazing. Not much else to say about it. You're a human. You're a human. They're just dudes at this point. Yeah, Crone Striker definitely has the ability to get there. Unfortunately, not first striking. Pretty big issue. Scalding Devil gives you a way to dump all your mana late game. Anytime you have extra mana, actually. Uncanny Speed can be a way to trade with a creature. Thunderbolt is removable and can hit players directly for 3. Fervent Cathar is, I guess, playable. The Malcontents can really be useful. Like I mentioned before, Ghostly Flicker goes really well with it, so worth keeping in mind. Rush of Blood really wishes it was Berserk. Here's probably worth playing. Aggravate is definitely sideboard, and Gang of Devils is worth playing. Just because it can kill multiple creatures. I really like the idea of trying to get in with red-white, mostly because it lets us play a bomb. She has a lot of potential to just win the game if she resolves, so... She resolves and lives the turn, I guess I should say. Bladed Bracers, actually worth considering because of the large number of humans and angels we have. We are going to immediately cut a Voice of the Province. There's no reason to play that many, if any, actually. Probably try to stay more at the low end. Cut the other voice. Probably cut Archangel, although Archangel can just win the game too. Maybe cut the gang and keep Thunderous Wrath because it can be played for 1 red and is good anytime. A 6 mana instant that can either win you the game or kill a problem creature like, you know, another Gisela or something is worth considering. Guys of Fire is probably going to be the next cut, and we'll just bring it in whenever it's necessary sideboard-wise. And then I'll allow us to stay a little more aggressive. So, Uncanny Speed has the opportunity to win the game if we ever have 9 mana, for instance. Drop an Archangel or Gisela. Swing for 16? Yeah, that certainly sounds interesting. Unlikely, but interesting. We're going to keep the Geist in because it is an evasion creature, although not the way we'd want it. I think our Vigilante comes out because a 1/1 for 1 isn't really what we want to be doing. We're going to bring in the Bracers. As we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys that work for it. And if we remove our angels, we have 8, Humans, worth noting for Gallows at Willow Hill. Probably not worth it still, though. And we'd be better served with just having the artifact in. So it actually doesn't look terrible. I still feel the jump from 4 to 7 like that is awkward, but I think it might be the best option. We could probably bring in the Scroll of Avceen. It does let us filter a card, and we have several angels, so the life gain could be relevant. It's never going to be a huge deal, but what we take out is probably Gang of Devils. So, I almost want to try blue-red, but I don't feel that's the right call. I think Archangel can win the game on its own, and Gisela is basically a better version of Archangel in most cases. Same reason I don't want to take out Uncanny Speed, because any of our guys become better in that situation. So early game, we have things like the Stone Right and our Near Heath Pilgrims to try to get in, gain some life, and do some damage to set us up to get to the later points, where we have a few evasion abilities and just the ability to reach with Scalding Devil. Not ideal, I guess. There are many better opportunities that open in AVR, especially in green. Green in limited can really be brutal in this format. Um, and overall, not terrible. So we'll see how we do. Alright, so the suggestion is 8 and 8, which seems pretty fair. Might go 9 planes, but it's overall pretty irrelevant, because by that late in the game, we're going to have 2 of each anyway in most situations. So, alrighty.